Hello everyone, this is Kona, and thank you for tuning in to another TF2 commentary. I thought it would be kind of fun to rate my top 10 promo items that are weapons. You know, the game Thief came out and the new bow for the sniper. Supposedly it has the same stats as the Huntsman, but I think there's a bug where the taunt kill doesn't quite work, but I think they'll fix that. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to rate all the promo items and see if I can rate my top 10. Now, I thought it would be kind of unfair to, put the cosmetics in there because there's always a lot of cosmetics. So I just want to rate the weapons. Now, the weapons are going to be divided into two parts, so it's more like two top 5 lists rather than one whole top 10 list. I'm going to be splitting it up into my top 5 reskins and the top 5 new stat weapons. Alright, so let's get started with the reskins first. So at number 5 for my favorite reskin promo weapons is the Quackenberg Spy Watch from Hitman. Now I like to play traditional spy a lot, the regular Inviswatch, so having a reskin for the Inviswatch is kinda nice. It's better than the old boring bars that sort of go down to determine your cloak. I like having the round type of meter to tell you how much cloak you have left. I think this is a little bit better than the Enthusiast timepiece just because it has the duck on it. I really like the duck. Okay, so at number 4 for the reskin weapons, I have a weapon for the sniper, which is the Upper Hand. Now the Upper Hand is from CSGO, obviously. I used to be a Counter-Strike player, not competitive, but I used to play a lot of Counter-Strike before, especially 1.6. And by the way, if you're ever wondering why in certain gameplays you see me switching weapons a lot, like I press Q a lot and do the fast weapon switch, it's because of the op in Counter-Strike. I used to always do that. I used to like to play sniping maps, op maps, and it was always faster, I think, to just switch out your weapon, just do a quick switch rather than to sit there and reload your actual weapon, because it was, I don't know, I think it was something in 1.6. I think it's fixed already, but it's just a habit of mine to just switch weapons really quick, like that. Like, there's really no point, but yeah, whatever. Now, I mainly like this weapon because of the sound that it makes. It's like a freaking cannon when it goes off. It's so loud. It sounds so powerful. And yet sometimes, even though it sounds so awesome, you get a body shot as like 50 damage, whatever. But yeah, it's a really fun reskin. I really like the power of it. And it just reminds me of those old Counter-Strike days. Okay, at number 3 is an all-class weapon, probably one of the most famous weapons in TF2, and that's the frying pan from Left 4 Dead 2. This weapon, for some reason, when I think of frying pan, I know it's all-class, so I could use it on pretty much anyone, I guess, but I always think demo pan, and I just want to hit people with the demo man basically because of that. I can just charge in and hit people. A lot of the other classes, they have melee weapons that have some sort of perk that allow, that takes advantage of their class, but this is a very neutral type of melee weapon where it just does damage. It doesn't really do anything special unless you have the golden one. If you have the golden one, then it's worth it to use it pretty much anywhere. But with this one, I really like using it with the demo mans, particularly because of the charge. It just seems to make a lot of sense because you're kind of giving up all those special perks just to have this frying pan to hit people with. Okay, next at number 2 for the reskins, I have probably my most expensive promo item I've ever gotten. It's the original from Quake 4. I actually pre-ordered Quake 4, I think it was $40 at the time on Steam, just to get this weapon, only later to find out that you can just craft it from metal. Oh, come on. But anyway, yeah, the Quake 4 original, it's a lot of fun to use because I really like using the default rocket launcher, and also I feel like because this weapon is silent, or not completely silent, but it's more silent than the original rocket launcher, the default rocket launcher, that maybe you might be able to get 1 or 2 shots off kind of silently before anyone really notices what's going on, because this thing has a muffled sound. I kind of like that. And number 1 for my favorite reskin promo weapon is for the spy. It's the Sharp Dresser from Assassin's Creed. I really like this weapon because they went all out on the reskin. It's not just a reskin of the default knife, it's completely different animations that you sort of have to get used to, but it looks pretty badass. And when you think of Assassin's Creed and you think of like an assassin weapon besides a knife, I kind of think of something like this weapon. It's pretty cool. Even since sometimes I find myself just switching the weapon in and out just to rewatch the deployment animation, as I really like that. One thing that I had to get used to when using this weapon though was the new backstab animation. I do play on regular servers with crits enabled, so there is a backstab animation that has to play before you can actually get a backstab. And with this weapon, it's a little weird trying to get used to it, because if you played a normal spy with a regular knife, it has you just sort of used to that kind of animation. But with this one, you just kind of have to like get used to the new one. Alright, now on to my top 5 list for the promo weapons with new stats. These are not just reskins, but completely new stats. At number 5, for the sniper, I have the iKonakona sniper rifle from Deus Ex. Deus Ex has a lot of weapons, but the iKonakona sniper rifle, I mainly like it for the cool look and the cool sound and the sniper trail. That's kind of cool. At the same time though, that sniper trail can sort of kill you sometimes because it gives away your position. Your first shot, enemy snipers will, and pretty much anyone who's looking your direction will know where you are. So that's one of the downsides of this weapon. I find that I don't really go for like a full charge multi-kill, multi-penetration kill type of thing. I don't usually go for that because honestly, it's really hard to actually plan that kind of stuff. It's mainly just, oh, that was nice, I got 2 kills kind of thing. The extra damage from the headshots, the fully charged headshots, it's not too bad. It's kind of cool to see a new numbers besides 450 pop up, but most cases you probably won't need that much damage. It's just kind of a cool factor. And you know, the way I play sniper now, I try not to charge up too much unless I know I'm safe. I like to pop in and out and take shots really quick because I don't want to be vulnerable out there. Now, number 4 is another Deus Ex weapon, the Diamondback for the Spy, which recently got a buff that allows you to store crits on backstabs. Now, me and crit counters don't go that well together. I usually get really nervous when there's crits stored up, and I end up missing a lot of them. I just like panic and I shoot and I miss them all. But it's kind of nice just to have the crits stored up already, just in case I get a shot, just if I'm lucky. But also, the crit counter is good. It's kind of a reminder for me to see, like, yeah, that's how many backstabs I got, and I kind of store them up that way. I know you can just like get a backstab and sort of use it on the retreat, but sometimes I just like to get backstabs and then go out on a different run and just go on like a gun spree. At number 3 is a melee weapon for the demo man and soldier. It's the Hafsa Toichi, or the katana. I like to call it the katana because it's easier to say, from Total War. From the, I guess it's a Shogun update. Recently, I've been getting a little bored of playing traditional Demo Man with the stickies, and so I was like, okay, I gotta hit something with Demo Man. So I picked up this melee weapon and started having a whole lot of fun. The health regen is so useful. It keeps you in the fight. You know, when you play as Demo Man and you want to initiate on a fight or initiate on someone, you usually charge in, right? But when you charge in, if you can get that kill and get the full health regen, you can survive that fight. There's a better chance of you surviving that fight. If you want to back off, you can back off, or if you want to continue slashing, you can go for more kills. It's really fun. Also, sometimes I find that if I'm low on health, it's just kind of like a go all in and get the kill, because if you can get that kill, you can just instantly turn the fight your way. At number 2 is another Deus Ex weapon. It's the Widowmaker for the Engineer. Now, I really like this weapon because this weapon has taught me how to use shotgun. It's taught me how to be better at using shotgun, let's just say that. Before, I used to never use a shotgun, and whenever I tried to use it, I would always miss because I don't know how to aim that thing. And so I always had a hard time with shotgun. When this weapon came out, initially when this weapon came out, it wasn't that great, but they fixed that, so it's actually pretty useful. But with this weapon, it sort of forced me to get the hits, because you sort of have to get the hits in order to continue to shoot. If not, you're gonna shoot and you're gonna run out of ammo very, very quickly. So if you want to continue to shoot and continue to have some fun, keep on hitting the person and they'll eventually die, and you can just keep on going and you don't have to worry about ammo too much as long as you get solid hits. And my number 1 promo weapon with new stats is the Conqueror for the Soldier, the Total War weapon. This weapon, no one used to use it. It was so weird. I used to see no one use it. Everyone kept using Buff Banner or something like that. But ever since they added the health regen on this backpack, this weapon has been my secondary of choice over shotgun and even boots sometimes, just because of the health regen. In TF2, for me, it's all about survivability. Can you survive in the fight so that you can continue to play? Because no one likes to sit around with that respawn timer, right? Especially if you're on defense. No one just likes seeing the cart being pushed and you can't do anything about it. So for me, it's all about survivability with Soldier. And I find that with the passive health regen, even though it may not help you too much in the fight, because usually in a fight there's a lot of burst damage, and so that'll probably kill you, and that'll probably just wipe you out before the health regen can do really anything. But the health regen is really useful when there's no medic around, which I find that a lot sometimes. Luckily I have a medic right here. But sometimes there's no medic around and you want to stay in the fight. You want to continue that pressure, because if you back off just to find a health pack, you sort of lose that pressure, and you're kind of giving the team the advantage again. So I feel like with this weapon, it's all about staying in the fight and staying alive for as long as possible, keeping the pressure up, and so that makes Soldier, to me, a little more fun because, you know, you can play more. So those are my top 10 weapon promo items for TF2 right now. The list might have been a little bit different if it was done at a different time, because Valve keeps on nerfing things. They're probably gonna buff something soon, I don't know. They always like to change things, so we'll see. Now my question for you guys is, what are your favorite weapon promo items in TF2 and how did you get them? Did you pre-order the game just to get them, or did you trade around or maybe even craft them? Let me know in the comments below. So I hope you enjoyed this video, thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.